Alright, it's cool, and we're gonna look at the classic albums from Tyler the Creator himself because on the Monday, 28th of October, he's breaking tradition. You know what I mean? He's killing our tradition. So let's look at his old traditions from 2009 all the way to 2021 and rank all the albums worst to best. There's a lot of misses on this album as it still follows the shock value horrorcore niche Tyler had in his early days, but you are able to get some real classics such as She, where it leans towards what he did well in Bastard and has Frank Ocean take it to another level with him. Yonkers is a classic, but I'm not trying to hear that screeching sample for 4 minutes straight. There are moments that make you happy that Tyler found his nuance in the last album runs he's been doing, but still moments you have to thank due to them taking him to that point. And your notable songs is She, Nightmare, Analog, Window. Tyler always had that bold personality, but being his first album at the time he was considered horrorcore, there are attempts at shock humor, and when it comes to the features, not everybody is lyrically inclined to where they are these days, but they were able to put a decent 16 together. For a 17-year-old Tyler the Creator, the musicality is strong, especially for 2009's GarageBand, and besides all of the horrific imagery, you could tell where he was going to go from Bastard to his upcoming release in Chromacopia. And the songs you should take with you off this album is French, Blow, Asmil, and Inglorious. Alright, so as we know it, this is the top 5. What we're going to talk about, Cherry Bomb being an 8.5 out of 10 album. And here's why. Although this does contribute to the transition from Goblin to Flower Boy, it seems that he had so much motivation coming off of Wolf that he felt anything was possible. Tyler had tried to build the album off of moments. It did not hold up as it should have. It's better than most of the previous work, he just ended up doing too much. It wasn't as accessible as Wolf had been. So then with all that, the album does get looked over, but there are enough songs that hold up off of this album, which are Def Camp, Two Seater, Smuckers, and Okaga CA, the last song of the album. Like 9 minutes long, way too much, but that's what this Cherry Bomb album was. At number 4, we got Wolf at an 8.8 out of 10. And even though we had all these things that were nice to say about Cherry Bomb, it's like this. It's such a shame he went from Wolf to Cherry Bomb. Because if Tyler's discography consisted of just Wolf, Flower Boy, Igor, and Call Me If You Get Lost, the talks for him being in the big 3 would have been a lot more prominent. It's albums like these that hold up to my opinion of him being my favorite artist. This versatility, while consisting of a consistent concept that builds the character of Sam in Salem, which ends up being him and his bike. There are little to no misses on the album, and for the most part, you have Tyler giving you 100% in every form. And you'll see all of that on songs like 48, Awkward, IFHY, Rusty, Lone, all that, man. Alright, so the top 3, man, at least as of now. Number 3, we got Flower Boy being a 9 out of 10. This is where Tyler really started to understand his crafting. The Kickstarter is already iconic, nearly 4 album run. If you can find yourself getting lost in it, can come across as psychedelic from all the elements Tyler puts into the music. It's clear that he learned song structure when it comes to songs like See You Again, how to really score movies, which he ended up doing for the animated Grinch. But in this case, it was Who Dat Boy, which is more for horror films than the animated Grinch movie, you know what I mean? He has an incredible use of sample interpolation on 911 where he takes the Gap Band's outstanding pre-chorus and switches the lyrics up to follow his own concept. So with that being said, 9 out of 10 on the notable songs, Oh Where This Flower Blooms, Garden Shed, 911, Mr. Lonely, and Glitter. Because at number 2, obviously what I'm holding now is Call Me If You Get Lost. Actually, I gave that like a 9.5 out of 10. I have a lot of important memories tied to this album, from leaving high school to him headlining my first festival. As you see now, I've cut the vinyl. I got the t-shirt that I couldn't find. I got the necklace from, well, it was just Golf. It wasn't Call Me If You Get Lost. Even though this is Seymour as a mixtape, it does end up being one of Tyler's best albums, but also one of the best albums of this decade so far. The songs you want to take with you, man? Corso, How Wind Blows, Sweet I Thought You Wanted to Dance, and Juggernaut. For some reason, Juggernaut, but yeah, man, Juggernaut. So that was number 2, so what is the best? I think there's only one album left, and I hope it wasn't too predictable. But it is Eagle. You know what I mean? 9.7 out of 10 for Eagle. This was a lot of the younger generation's introduction to Tyler, including myself. Even though I had already listened to songs like Okra, not really knowing why Golf Beat a Set or why there was no more OF. That was back when OF meant Odd Future, not the other thing. But this was Tyler's first Grammy and Brit Award. Shout out to the UK. And rightfully so. The experience of listening to this album is like a musical roller coaster, from features being hidden on platforms. And it's like an audiobook as Igor goes from thinking he's falling in love to unaliving the love's interest X. It's crazy, man. With clear evidence, Igor is why we had to sit through Bastard, Goblin, and Cherry Bomb, because without having created any of these, he wouldn't have the musicality as good as it is. The storytelling wouldn't be as deep as we dive, and he would have experimented with versatility, but it wouldn't have came through as solid without him creating Cherry Bomb first. If this video does good, I gotta do like the best songs. But the notable songs for this best album in Tyler's discography is I Think, New Magic 1, and Always Still Friends. Earthquake, all the albums again, the same situation with Flower Boy, all of them, bro. And I mean all the songs, not all the albums. But that's Column, that's out, that's Vrr. That's Chromacopias on Monday. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing for that one. Maybe like just talking it in depth for a whole video, unless it gets tied with the releases that drop that Friday. But that's me, man. I'm out.